Okay, this is a follow-up. I actually, to Ralph Barnes Moulded Plastics, which was my first real job. I actually put a fire in my butt like last week, and because I've been meaning to do this for a while, I decided it's like, you know what, I have to just go over, because Ralph Barnes Plastics is still there. I actually changed the name to just Ralph Barnes Plastics. It used to be Ralph Barnes Moulded Plastics. And it's like, so I went over there like on a Tuesday or something, and I walked in, and it's like, I took the photo album, and the woman at the thing, I said, I go, I'm here for kind of an odd reason. It's like, and I told her, I used to work here like 50 years ago, and she got all excited. She saw the book, and so she came out into the little lobby waiting room thing, and she said that she'd been working there for 53 years. Her name was Melanie, and it's like I started thinking about it. It's like I couldn't, she actually was probably working in the office at the time I was working there, so I probably didn't interact with her very much. But it's like the more I think about it, it's like I do remember her. She had long dark hair, but it's like it's amazing somebody was still working there after all these years. Also, I think the guy Chuck, he came out later, and I don't think he remembered me, but it's like I'm pretty sure I remember him. So she filled in some missing information for me, and let's see. So it's like some of these people I didn't know their names and stuff, but like this one right here, it's like the older woman in the front. We called her Grandma, but her name was Seal Nelson. And it's like I vaguely remember that name, but Seal Nelson. So that's her. In the front, the older woman. It's like, and then that's her. Actually, this must have been her birthday or something. That was a birthday picture of her. So and another picture of her. So, and then let's see. And then let's see. And then I mentioned the man that was left the company because his wife ended up marrying one of the other guys that worked there, and from what she told me, she said that it was they're still together, and they're, I guess, well into their 70s, and they're not health-wise not all doing that great and everything, but they're still together. And yeah, and the man, their names were Janice and Larry, and there was and the man who was killed, it's like I couldn't remember his name. She said it was, she was trying to figure it out, and she was told it was Wayne Fettig, F-E-T-T-I-G, Wayne Fettig. I thought it was maybe Dwayne Fettig, but it's like anyway. So, and he was killed at a liquor store on Normandy and Torrance Boulevard, and he was a robber came into the store. And that was a few years, I think, after I left there. So it was happened a long time ago. And I think, the other thing I was trying to think of, I was trying to remember a few other things too. It's like Sharon Baker, who worked there, she used to call him Liver Lips because I guess he had really thin lips. So it's like, that was a little nickname. She had nicknames for a lot of things, like the Almighty Murata Shelf and stuff like that. She used to call it things like the main company. But I was told by Melanie the other day that of course the company Murata is not around anymore, which isn't a surprise. What's amazing is that Ralph Barnes Plastics is still there, and what's amazing is they've got a couple people that have been there for 50 plus years that are still working there. So I think that's really amazing, and it looks like their company's doing really well too, so that's good. And let's see. And then there was the woman on the forklift. I didn't know her name. I couldn't remember her name. They said she said her name was Joan, and it's like, then that rang a bell. Joan Scheidler, or something like that. Joan Scheidler. Anyway, she was, they didn't have any other information on her besides that, but and I wish I had more photos of it, but I wanted to add that. Plus there was, I think I forgot to mention, it's like I asked her about if she remembered the woman that had like there was like a beehive hairdo, and she had like ringlets. It's like and stuff, and I couldn't remember her name, and she couldn't remember who that was. And it's like, and I remember Sharon used to had like she had nicknames for people. She called her Miss Priss, and because she basically did just because she was like because she wasn't like a factory work, typical factory worker. She was like she would wear nicer clothes, and she always had her hair done up. It's like we always wondered how long, how often she washed her hair, because it seemed like it was always in the same hairdo and everything. So. But that was another person that worked there. But I remember her working at a table all the time and doing stuff, doing stuff to the parts or something. And the other thing I forgot to mention was there was they also did sewing machine covers. They're the little small portable type sewing machines. It's like they manufactured the covers for them. They didn't have any of those. They had a display, with some of the older stuff, but I didn't really recognize anything that from back then. And of course, she did say they stopped making the motorcycle helmets a long time ago, which was good, because they were getting sued and stuff. They probably shouldn't have been making it in the first place. So it's like I just thought, so I wanted to share that story, and I was really glad I just took my time to go over and meet them and stuff. And I left her my phone number. If she thinks of anything else or anything, and I might drop by maybe sometime later this year.